Imagine a hotter, drier Colorado with less snow and more large wildfires. It could happen, according to a new federal climate study. 7 News meteorologist Scott Mace is joining us live from Bennett. And Scott, even crops could be affected if this study is accurate.
Mike, the study says that the increase of man-made CO2 in the atmosphere is already having dramatic effects on climate, and in the future, western states, including Colorado, could have some of the biggest problems.
Eventually, that'll be fertilized.
Farmers like Gary May and Byers have been rethinking their business.
If it does warm up, as you mentioned, of course we're going to make some big changes.
Daily changes in weather have always affected farmers, but long-term climate change of the western U.S. to warmer and drier weather would mean changes in farming.
The way they rotate their crops, the crops they choose to plant, and there may be a need for even more irrigation than we currently have now.
The climate change report was written by 38 authors from universities and federal laboratories. It concludes the western U.S. will be 15 to 25% drier over the next 50 years.
The water is what we do on the eastern plains of Colorado, is manage water.
The report also cites risks to livestock from heat waves, more and larger wildfires, increased insect outbreaks like bark beetle, and reduced snowpack and water supplies.
We already have a lot of climate change in the pipeline, and so even if we stopped emitting greenhouse gases, CO2 tomorrow, we're still going to experience significant climate change over the next 20 to 50 years.
And there may be some good news about climate change across the U.S. The study says that it should be wetter and warmer across the eastern and central United States, and that would increase the growing season for many crops across that area of the U.S. Live in Bennett, Scott Mace, 7 News.
And great news for dairy farmers in Greenland, we understand, too, Scott. A quick question for you. We oftentimes, as meteorologists here, we can't even forecast the next week very well, let alone a century ahead. Forecasts can have some flaws. What are the concerns about accuracy on the report?
Well, they're fairly confident that the data they used is very good for the big overall picture. But, Mike, they say budget constraints recently have threatened the future of monitoring the climate change. So they are concerned about that.
Okay. Scott Mace, thank you very much.